In this video, we honor the legendary wrestlers who have, celebrating their lasting impact on the world of wrestling. We also share heartfelt updates about Paige, whose recent news has deeply touched fans across the globe. Join us as we remember their incredible legacies and the inspiration they continue to provide. Don't forget to subscribe and help keep their stories alive for generations to come. Renegade, born Richard Wilson on October 16, 1965, was a professional wrestler best known for his stint in World Championship Wrestling, WCW, during the mid-1990s. He burst onto the scene in 1995, introduced as a high-energy, enigmatic character with a striking resemblance to WWE's Ultimate Warrior. Managed by the legendary Jimmy Hart, Renegade's vibrant look and intense persona quickly caught the attention of wrestling fans. His character was clearly inspired by the larger-than-life excitement of 1980s wrestling, which helped him connect with audiences hungry for that same kind of energy. Shortly after his debut, at just 29 years old, Renegade achieved a major career milestone by capturing the WCW World Television Championship. This early success showcased his potential and made him one of the promising new talents in WCW. However, his time at the top was short-lived. Fans and critics alike often viewed Renegade as an imitation of the Ultimate Warrior rather than a unique star in his own right, which gradually hurt his popularity. By late 1995, he lost the television championship and began sliding down the WCW roster, taking on less prominent roles. Beyond the ring, Richard Wilson struggled with the immense pressures that come with professional wrestling, the constant travel, physical toll, and the challenge of carving out a lasting identity. These struggles culminated in tragedy when he took his own life in 1999, at just 33 years old. Despite a brief career, Renegade left a lasting impression as a passionate and dynamic performer. His story stands as a poignant reminder of the mental health challenges wrestlers often face and highlights the critical need for support within the wrestling industry. Renegade remains a memorable figure for fans who appreciated his energy and dedication during a vibrant era of wrestling history. Dusty Rhodes, born Virgil Riley Runnels Jr. on October 12, 1945, in Austin, Texas, was one of professional wrestling's most iconic and beloved figures. Known as the American Dream, Rhodes embodied the blue-collar spirit with his relatable persona, captivating promos, and genuine connection to fans. His charisma and larger-than-life personality made him a standout star during the 1970s and 1980s, helping shape the wrestling industry into what it is today. Over a career spanning more than 30 years, Dusty Rhodes won numerous titles, including 3 reigns as NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He was especially famous for his intense rivalries with wrestling legends like Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard. His battles with Flair defined an entire era across the NWA and WCW promotions. Dusty's appeal wasn't limited to the ring. His unique charisma also made waves in the WWF, now WWE, where his everyman character stood out amid more traditional wrestlers. Beyond his in-ring accomplishments, Rhodes was a highly respected trainer and mentor. He played a crucial role in developing future stars, including his son, Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, and many others at WWE's developmental system. Despite his success, Dusty faced personal challenges, including struggles with weight and health issues caused by years of physical wear and tear. Dusty Rhodes due to kidney failure. His was a huge loss to the wrestling world, especially as he remained active as a coach and mentor at the WWE Performance Center. His family, particularly his son Cody Rhodes, and the wider wrestling community, deeply felt his passing. Dusty Rhodes' legacy endures through his groundbreaking influence, unforgettable promos, and the heartfelt connection he built with fans across generations. He truly was the American Dream, a wrestling legend whose impact will never be forgotten. Gorilla Monsoon, born Robert James Morella on June 4, 1937, in Rochester, New York, was a legendary figure in professional wrestling, celebrated both as a dominant wrestler and an iconic commentator. Beginning his wrestling career in the 1950s, Monsoon quickly stood out thanks to his impressive size and surprising agility. Towering at 6 feet 3 inches and weighing over 400 pounds, he became a formidable presence in the ring, especially during his time in the WWF, now WWE, throughout the 1970s and early 1980s. Monsoon's in-ring career was marked by memorable rivalries with some of wrestling's greatest legends, including Bruno Sammartino and Captain Lou Albano. His powerful style and charisma made him a fan favorite, and he achieved significant success, notably winning the WWF World Tag Team Championship alongside his partner, Big Cat Ernie Ladd. These championship runs helped solidify his status as one of the era's top heavyweights. After retiring from active competition, Monsoon transitioned seamlessly into broadcasting, where he became one of wrestling's most beloved commentators. His deep, resonant voice and quick wit made every match he called more entertaining and memorable. His on-air chemistry with Bobby "The Brain" Heenan became legendary, creating some of the most iconic moments in wrestling commentary history. Off-camera, Monsoon was known for his generous spirit and kindness. He often took younger wrestlers under his wing, helping to guide and mentor the next generation in the business. Sadly, Monsoon from heart failure, but his legacy lives on. In 2004, he was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, forever remembered as a wrestling icon who left a lasting impact on the industry both inside and outside the ring. Yokozuna, born Rodney Anoa'i on October 2, 1966 in San Francisco, California, was a towering figure in 1990s professional wrestling. Hailing from the legendary Anoa'i family, known for their deep wrestling roots, Yokozuna became one of WWE's most unforgettable stars. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and weighing over 500 pounds, he was an imposing presence, blending his massive size with a sumo-inspired wrestling style that made him a unique and dominant force in the ring. Yokozuna's WWE career took off in the early 90s, quickly establishing him as a monster heel, a villain fans loved to hate. His character, billed as a sumo wrestler from Japan, was enhanced by his charisma and intimidating physique. This combination helped him defeat some of wrestling's biggest names and capture multiple championships, cementing his place among wrestling's elite. Tragically, Yokozuna's life was cut short when due to heart failure related to complications from obesity. His untimely shocked the wrestling world and highlighted the serious health risks athletes face, especially in physically demanding sports like wrestling. Yokozuna had long struggled with his weight, and the toll of his career only exacerbated his health issues. His passing deeply affected the Anoa'i family and the wrestling community. Yokozuna's legacy lives on not only through his memorable performances, but also through the success of his famous relatives, including The Rock and Roman Reigns, who continue the family's wrestling tradition. In 2012, Yokozuna was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a wrestler whose impact remains significant. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of health and well-being for professional athletes. Matthew Anoa'i, better known by his ring name Rosey, was born on April 7, 1970, and became a beloved figure in professional wrestling, especially for his time in WWE during the early 2000s. As a member of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling family, Rosey carried on a rich legacy that includes stars like his brother Roman Reigns and cousin Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Rosey's wrestling journey began in the mid-1990s, where he honed his skills across various independent promotions. He later appeared in World Championship Wrestling (WCW), teaming up with his cousin Jamal, who would later gain fame as Umaga, to form the tag team known as the Samoan Gangsta Party. Though this team saw moderate success, it was Rosey's WWE career that brought him the most recognition. In 2002, Rosey signed with WWE and was paired with his cousin Shane Helms, known as the Hurricane, to create the entertaining superhero tag team, the Superheroes. This duo was memorable for their comedic and lighthearted approach, blending athleticism with humor to captivate audiences. Rosey's charismatic and playful persona made him a fan favorite, often providing comic relief while still showcasing his in-ring ability. Following his WWE tenure, Rosey continued to wrestle on the independent circuit and later contributed to the sport by training and mentoring upcoming wrestlers, passing on his knowledge and passion for wrestling to a new generation. Sadly, Matthew Anoa'i due to congestive heart failure. Despite his untimely, Rosey's impact on professional wrestling remains strong. He is fondly remembered not only as a talented performer who brought joy to fans, but also as a proud member of the Anoa'i family, whose wrestling dynasty continues to influence the sport today. Sarah Lee, born June 7, 1992, was an American professional wrestler and television personality, best known for her inspiring journey through World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Hailing from Hope Township, Michigan, Sarah rose to prominence in 2015 when she competed on WWE's reality competition show Tough Enough. Displaying remarkable determination, athleticism, and charisma, she captured the hearts of fans and judges alike, ultimately winning the competition. This victory secured her a WWE contract, marking the beginning of what many hoped would be a long and successful career in professional wrestling. Under the ring name Sarah Lee, she quickly made a name for herself with her in-ring talent and spirited performances. Known for her agility and work ethic, Sarah became a fan favorite, earning praise for both her athletic abilities and her positive, relatable personality. She was admired not only for her wrestling skills but also for the genuine connection she fostered with the audience. Her warmth and dedication made her a standout figure in the wrestling community and an inspiration to many aspiring wrestlers. Tragically, Sarah Lee's promising life and career were cut short when her sudden sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, eliciting heartfelt tributes from colleagues, fans, and friends who mourned the loss of such a bright and talented individual. Despite her brief career, Sarah left a lasting impact on the industry, remembered fondly for her spirit, resilience, and the path she paved for future women in wrestling. Sarah Lee's story remains a powerful reminder of the highs and lows faced by athletes chasing their dreams in the competitive world of professional wrestling. Her legacy continues to inspire fans and wrestlers alike, honoring her contributions and the passion she brought to the sport. Nancy Benoit, born Nancy Elizabeth Toffaloni on May 17, 1964, was a well-known professional wrestling manager and valet whose influence left a lasting mark on the wrestling industry. Rising to prominence in the 1980s under the ring name Woman, Nancy became a key figure behind the scenes and on screen, helping to shape the careers and storylines of several wrestlers across major promotions like World Championship Wrestling, WCW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, and World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Nancy's charismatic presence and strong screen persona made her an invaluable part of the wrestling world. She was especially known for managing top talent, including her husband Chris Benoit, whose career she significantly influenced. Her ability to enhance wrestler characters and deepen storylines earned her respect and recognition within the industry. Beyond Chris Benoit, Nancy worked with other wrestlers as a manager and valet, contributing to their success and popularity. Tragically, Nancy's life was cut short in a heartbreaking event that shocked the entire wrestling community. In June 2007, Nancy, along with her young son Daniel, was found in their home. The S were later ruled a murder-suicide, committed by Chris Benoit. This devastating incident brought attention to serious issues within wrestling, such as the mental health challenges and brain injuries faced by many performers. Despite the tragedy surrounding her passing, Nancy Benoit is remembered for her important role in professional wrestling. Her contributions as a manager and valet helped shape memorable storylines and the development of wrestling entertainment. Her legacy remains a complex blend of professional achievements and the sorrowful circumstances of her, sparking ongoing conversations about health and safety in the wrestling world. Sariah Jade Beavis, known to millions around the world as Paige during her WWE days and now as Sariah in AEW, is one of professional wrestling's most compelling and resilient figures. Her story is not simply about championship wins or iconic matches. It's about enduring setbacks, defying expectations, and continually reinventing oneself in an unforgiving industry. Born on August 17, 1992, in Norwich, United Kingdom, Sariah was born into wrestling royalty. Her mother, Sweet Sariah, and father, Ricky Knight, were not only involved in wrestling but were key figures in the British wrestling scene, known for their intense passion and dedication. Growing up surrounded by the sport, Sariah was almost destined to walk this path, but her journey would prove far from predictable. Early years and wrestling roots. From a very young age, Sariah was steeped in the traditions and skills of wrestling. Her parents, seasoned veterans, began training her early, passing down their knowledge and love for the craft. This foundation proved invaluable, allowing her to debut professionally as a teenager and develop a style that combined fierce intensity with technical skill. Her upbringing also instilled in her a deep respect for wrestling's history and culture, making her journey uniquely authentic. Her early career in the UK and Europe saw Sariah build a reputation as a serious competitor. Wrestling in various promotions, she garnered respect for her work ethic and natural charisma. Yet, it was her signing with WWE in 2011 that would mark the beginning of her rise to international stardom. WWE, the birth of Paige, the icon. When Sariah joined WWE, she adopted the ring name Paige, which quickly became synonymous with a dark, gothic persona that stood out in the Divas division. Paige's look was unconventional, edgy, and rebellious, a stark contrast to the more glamorous image typical of WWE's female performers at the time. This bold identity, combined with her undeniable wrestling skills, quickly made her a fan favorite. Paige's impact was immediate. Just a year after debuting on the main roster, she captured the WWE Divas Championship in 2014 at only 21 years old, becoming one of the youngest women to hold the title. This moment was more than just a victory. It symbolized the changing tides in women's wrestling. Paige represented a new generation of wrestlers who could be powerful, complex, and authentic, breaking stereotypes and helping to pave the way for the women's evolution in WWE. Over the next few years, Paige remained a central figure in WWE's women's division. She was praised for her in-ring storytelling, charismatic promos, and willingness to push boundaries. Fans loved her for her grit, while critics admired her as a trailblazer who elevated the women's division to new heights. Many believed she was poised for a long, illustrious career. The injury that changed everything tragically. Paige's promising career was abruptly derailed in December 2017. During a live event in Uniondale, New York, she suffered a severe neck injury. The incident was shocking for fans and industry insiders alike, as it became immediately clear that the injury was serious enough to potentially end her in-ring career. The months following were filled with uncertainty. Despite intense medical treatment and rehabilitation, it became apparent that Paige's neck injury was career-threatening. In an industry where injuries are common but often survivable, this was a devastating blow. At just 25 years old, a time when many wrestlers are hitting their prime, Paige was forced to confront the harsh reality that she might never wrestle again. Her official retirement announcement was met with sadness but also immense respect from the wrestling community. Paige had already done more than many in her generation, and her bravery in facing such adversity was widely admired. While no longer able to compete, she stayed involved in WWE for a time, as a manager and on-screen personality, contributing to the business in new ways. The end of an era. Departure from WWE. After nearly 11 years with WWE, Paige's journey with the company came to an end in June 2022. Her departure was the closing of a significant chapter, not just for Paige herself, but for WWE's women's division. She had been a pioneer who helped transform women's wrestling from a sideshow into a main event-worthy spectacle. Her exit was met with mixed emotions. Fans celebrated her legacy and contributions, while some mourned the loss of a star who had been silenced too soon by injury. Nonetheless, Paige left WWE with her head held high, recognized as a true icon of women's wrestling whose influence continues to resonate. A new dawn. Sariah's bold return in AEW wrestling fans were stunned and elated when later in 2022, Sariah made a shocking and triumphant return, not in WWE, but in the rival promotion All Elite Wrestling, AEW. Reclaiming her birth name, Sariah entered AEW's women's division, signaling a fresh start and a second chance to compete at the highest level. Her AEW debut was met with excitement and curiosity. Could she overcome the injury that had ended her previous career? Would Sariah find her footing in a new environment with a different culture and roster? From her first appearance, it was clear that Sariah was determined. Her performances demonstrated a renewed passion and a fierce hunger to prove herself once again. The wrestling world watched closely as she adapted to AEW's fast-paced, evolving style, blending her experience with a modern flair. In August 2023, Sariah achieved one of her greatest accomplishments since returning. She won the AEW Women's World Championship. This victory was not just a personal milestone, but a powerful statement. Sariah had defied the odds, returning to the top of women's wrestling after years of setbacks and silence. For many fans, it was a symbolic triumph, proof that resilience, courage, and hard work could still rewrite a wrestling career. Navigating challenges, rumors, and realities in AEW. Despite the celebratory atmosphere surrounding her championship win, Sarayah's path in AEW has not been without its complications. As with any major talent moving into a new promotion, especially one as dynamic and growing as AEW, there have been whispers of backstage tension and creative disagreements. Several rumors have surfaced suggesting that Sariah has faced difficulties acclimating to AEW's backstage environment. AEW, while rapidly growing and innovative, is also relatively young and still defining its identity. Some sources have hinted that Sariah, who comes from the more rigid and established WWE system, has struggled to fully align with AEW's culture and creative process. Tensions have reportedly arisen over how Sarayah's character is portrayed and booked. Unlike WWE, which historically focused on polished storylines and character arcs, AEW often emphasizes athletic competition and spontaneous moments, sometimes leaving less room for scripted narratives. Some speculate that Sariah has occasionally felt marginalized, overshadowed by AEW's focus on emerging young stars. Further complicating matters are the dynamics within the AEW women's division itself. Notable AEW stars such as Britt Baker and Toni Storm have been at the forefront of the division for some time, and the arrival of a high-profile wrestler like Sariah has sparked rumors of backstage rivalries and competition. While professional wrestling thrives on such competition, it can sometimes blur into off-screen friction, adding pressure to an already challenging environment. Health concerns and lingering questions. Perhaps the most significant challenge Sariah faces is her own physical health. The neck injury that forced her initial retirement remains a source of concern, not only for Sariah herself, but for fans and medical professionals alike. Though she has been medically cleared to compete in AEW, questions remain about the long-term sustainability of her wrestling career. Reports indicate that she underwent rigorous medical testing before returning to the ring and continues to work closely with AEW's medical team to monitor her condition. The wrestling world is no stranger to stories of athletes pushing their bodies to the limit, sometimes at the expense of their well-being. Sarayah's case is particularly sensitive given the severity of her previous injury. Fans have voiced both support and apprehension, hoping for her success but also worried about the risks of further damage. Sariah herself has spoken openly about her commitment to taking necessary precautions and prioritizing her health. Her cautious approach reflects maturity and experience, but the question remains, how long can she safely compete at the highest level? Sarayah's relationship with fans, a complex dynamic. Another layer to Sarayah's current narrative is her evolving relationship with her fan base. Having grown up in the public eye and maintaining a significant social media presence, Sariah has had to balance personal privacy with public expectation. In the past, she was known for engaging actively with fans, sharing glimpses into her life and career. However, in recent months, some fans have noticed a shift. Sarayah's social media activity has become less frequent, sometimes cryptic, sparking speculation about her mental and emotional state. This change has led to mixed reactions. While many fans express concern and offer support, others have voiced frustration or disappointment, feeling a disconnect with the once accessible star. Social media, while a powerful tool for connection, can amplify misunderstandings, and Sarayah's situation exemplifies the challenges performers face in managing public perception and personal boundaries. Despite this, Sarayah's core fan base remains loyal, understanding that wrestlers, like all people, face highs and lows. Her openness about her struggles and resilience continues to inspire many. Looking forward, what's next for Sariah? Sariah Jade. Beavis's journey in professional wrestling is far from over, but it remains uncertain. Her story is one of incredible highs and heartbreaking lows, a testament to perseverance, reinvention, and the complex realities of a physically demanding career. As she continues in AEW, The hope among fans and insiders is that Sariah will find a balance that allows her to thrive creatively and physically. AEW offers opportunities for fresh storylines and new rivalries, and Sarayah's presence adds a rich layer of experience and star power to the division. However, the backstage rumors and health questions suggest that her future may require careful navigation. Whether she continues to chase championship gold, transitions into a mentorship or managerial role, or chooses to focus on her well-being outside of the ring, Sarayah's legacy is secure. Her influence on women's wrestling is undeniable. From her groundbreaking WWE debut as Paige to her courageous comeback as Sariah in AEW, she has inspired countless fans and fellow wrestlers. Sariah represents more than just a competitor. She embodies resilience in the face of adversity and the relentless pursuit of one's passion. In conclusion, Sariah Jade Beavis, the woman behind the names Paige and Sariah, stands as a powerful figure in the world of professional wrestling. Her early rise, devastating injury, and courageous comeback are chapters in a story that continues to evolve. While the road ahead may be challenging, her determination and impact remain a beacon for the wrestling community. Sarayah's journey reminds us all that greatness is not just about victories and titles, but about how one handles the unexpected, embraces change, and continues to fight, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Her legacy is still being written, and wrestling fans everywhere eagerly await the next chapter.